The TTC is launching an investigation into the cause of Monday's major subway closure. The incident forced a portion of Line 2 to be shut down for 12 hours. We've got Municipal Affairs reporter Shawn Jeffords here to break it all down for us. And Shawn, this caused a lot of headaches for commuters from the morning rush right through to the evening commute. What do we now know about Monday's service disruption?
That's right, Kelda. So we got the first real detailed analysis of what happened on Monday. TTC CEO Rick Leary spoke today telling the TTC Board of Commissioners that there was a service car in the subway system that leaked hydraulic fluid over a pretty broad stretch, a number of kilometers under the system. And that oil created effectively slippery conditions that caused some test subway cars to skid past their stopping point. The TTC determined that that was not a safe environment to run the transit system or that portion of the transit system in, and that caused the delay. Now the question really remains, what caused this fluid leak? Because we're finding out this isn't the first time that this has happened. In fact, it's happened 10 times over the past 5 years, but here's the catch. 7 of those times have been over the past 5.5 months. So TTC CEO Rick Leary obviously is concerned about this. Here's what he had to say about this investigation that he has launched and the potential causes or his concerns about the cause of the leak.
I mentioned it in the board meeting. There's some hoseware that I'm just not familiar with after 40 years in this business. Let's find out what's going on.
Rick, are you trying to suggest that these incidents are intentional, that someone has cut these lines?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think what it is we have to find out or get to the root cause of what caused it. Just suppose it was a failure of a pot, and we want to make sure the industry knows, right? So that's what we do in this industry. Deep dive, find out the cause. I don't exclude anything, though, but I need to find out the cause.
So overall, Leary is apologizing to TTC riders, people who were inconvenienced by the disruption on Monday. And he's saying he's going to be reporting on a monthly basis to the board with any potential updates on this investigation, Kelda.
Yeah, 7 times in the last 5 months. That's a lot. What are TTC board members saying about all this?
You know, there was a lot of confusion and I would say some frustration on the part of TTC commissioners, city councillors who were on that board. You know, normally I think they would have expected they would have been updated prior to a meeting on things like this, these details. Going into the meeting, it was pretty clear they didn't have all the facts. They didn't have all of the details that the CEO laid out in this meeting. So, as I said, there was some frustration about that. Let's hear from Councillor Josh Matlow on that issue here specifically.
Why did it take such a horrible incident after so many repeated hydraulic oil spills that created unsafe situations that disrupted people's lives and commutes? Why did it take that chaos for this report to actually come to the board ultimately today?
So Matlow was saying in this meeting as well that he's concerned that these incidents, this latest incident specifically, just further undermines the TTC's efforts to recover ridership coming out of the pandemic. If the TTC is not reliable, people will choose other ways to travel. And he's looking at these incidents and saying, look, we've got to do better and service has to improve.
And Shawn, the spill was the focus of the meeting today, but we understand there is another major issue looming in the background. Tell us about the contract talks between the Transit Workers Union and the TTC.
Well, Kelda, there's a very important development to report, and that's that the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 113, which represents a lot of workers at the TTC, some key workers, operators, you know, people front lines, really, they have applied for a no board report. Now, it's a technical term, which is part of labor negotiations, and it means that they've asked the province effectively to say, you can have the legal right to strike, but there's a countdown. It takes 17 days after the issue of this no board report to put them in a legal strike position. Now, all of the parties involved, they're saying they are still at the table. They are still optimistic that they can reach a deal before that 17-day period expires. Roughly, that would be around the start of June. We'll have to see. This is certainly something to watch.
All right. Thanks so much, Shawn. That's our Shawn Jeffords reporting from City Hall.